Schwartz, and of course, Maz are about to take over on Woodward Sports. Every day, 2 to 4 p.m., it's the best Detroit sports talk on Detroit's best sports network, Woodward Sports.
Hey, let's go. Friday show, January 17, 2025. Ermanni and Edwards with Maz, Woodward Sports Network, woodwardsports.com. If you're watching on YouTube, subscribe to Woodward Sports on YouTube. Hit that like button, comment, get in the super chat. Got some fun super chat items today as well. If you're watching on X, good afternoon to you. Braylon Edwards, the eve of game day. Good afternoon to you, my friend.
Yeah, it was getting a little bit out of hand, and KG said something when I first walked in the studio. As you notice, I have on the starter coat from the mid-'90s, kind of like the remix version, though, so I was feeling nostalgic. But hey, when did I play for the Lions, Ryan? Like, I got all these Lion things, man. I'm getting excited. I think it's the color scheme. But you mentioned the super chat, so without further ado, I stopped by John U Sports. Picked up a little something for you guys in the super chat to have some fun with.
Oh man, that's legit too. Let me see that.
This ain't for play.
Oh my gosh.
This isn't for play over here, man. So we got the Jameer Gibbs jersey. So we'll let you guys fight that out.
Let me see that for a minute. So what do we got today? We've got an XL legit
XL, my size.
Authentic.
The brand new jersey.
Jameer Gibbs. And this
I figured that was the best one right
this
now.
This is John U, Pro Sports Zone. Here you go.
So you guys have some fun at the chat, man, and you know the rules. At the end, whoever's winning, just to get sent off by Tom Mazaway.
So highest bidder today
100%.
In the super chat gets that Jameer Gibbs jersey. $5 for a comment, $20. We'll cover a topic of your choosing. You want to be on the show today? $50.
I heard the heavyweights went crazy with this emo thing and Chris Platty.
Crazy, man.
In the engineer booth.
Wow.
Do we have pictures and videos?
Well, his box is right there in the garbage. The mask box.
I see the box.
Wild, man.
He was the gimp. He became the gimp.
The gimp.
Oh,
dang.
That's
my
how the mask box.
goodness.
We're not going that far on this show, I tell you that.
Tom Mazaway, good afternoon to you, buddy. How you doing, my friend?
I'm great. My horse just won.
Yes, he did.
My horse, Caldera.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Remind the people again, what's the deal with this horse? And make it quick, because everybody's tuned in for
Yes,
Lions.
my race horse is the app. You join in. If you want to buy a horse, you buy a piece of a horse. And lots of people have now owned this horse. I'm one of them. And he just won his first race at Oak Lawn Park. Easy, too.
Zachary Kamaj, $20. He wants the jersey. He is
already, Zach?
He is the leader in the clubhouse.
He won yesterday.
What's the
Did he
conversation?
really? Absolutely.
Does he have any conversation?
No, he just wants the jersey.
He just wants to be.
He wants
also,
the jersey.
Too, we appreciate the way, but we still want you guys to come up with topics and conversations. Don't just sign 24 of the jersey. Cindy's what you want to talk about as well.
No doubt about it. Guys, I have to tell you, we've got Intern Maria in the audio booth, KG here assisting her. Pete Spivak is with us as well.
Sir.
Gang's all here. And I just want to say, I've been downtown all morning and most of the afternoon today. I was down at Racing Day at the auto show. It was, IndyCar, and they've got this partnership with Fox and the Detroit Grand Prix, and you could buy tickets for the Detroit Grand Prix today. And let me tell you, being at the auto show today, guys, it is all Lions. The buzz downtown, you can feel it already. And I just cannot imagine being downtown tomorrow, being at that game tomorrow. And it does kind of give you a little bit of a sense of, are you going to go to the game? Are you going to take the money if you have the tickets? Are you going to go downtown? Are you going to stay home? Are you going to go to a bar locally? Are you going to go downtown? It does make you feel like you absolutely have to be downtown for this game tomorrow. The feeling, the buzz, the energy that you have from the people of Detroit, everybody, I would say 6 out of every 10 people, and there were thousands of people down there this morning and this afternoon for the auto show. 6 out of every 10 had some form of Lions gear on.
Nice.
It is tremendous down there.
Yeah, I want to actually go down there. And I think an opportunity has come up for me to go. I told you that my girl had season tickets. She sold them. Maz and I kind of went back and forth on what we would do in that situation. And, I told her reasons for selling them. But at the end of the day, Ryan, you're right. You want to be in the mix. Like I tell you, in 89, 90, I was living in Detroit. I was living in Atlanta, so I didn't get a chance to be a part of the Bad Boys wave. When the Pistons won, the going to work Pistons, It was all in Palace Auburn Hills. It was all in Auburn Hills, and all the partying was in Pontiac. So I've never really been.
That's a great point. There was no let's go downtown, right?
100%. So we partied in a Club 7. Shout out to Anson Wells. That's actually back when we met. But I want to be in the mix. Last year we didn't go to any playoff games downtown, so we didn't get a chance to feel what that first time was like. 2 playoff wins, the Bucks and the Rams. This year I have another opportunity. So even if you sell your tickets, you can go down and be a part. There's plenty of bars downtown, whether it's Gillies, where we'll be a part of, Woodward Sports, shout out to Gillies, Parlay, there's a bunch of other bars down there, Second Best, etc. So you can still be in the mix if you sell your tickets. So we plan on being down there tomorrow and chilling with Woodward Sports, as well as being in the mix with the crowd, because this is something that you'll be able to tell your grandkids, or this is something that you'll tell them, and they'll keep the story going. So
I'm going.
I want that moment.
I'm going to the Pistons game.
4 o'clock.
But you'll still be in the mix.
I'm going to be down there. I'm going to walk around, and who knows? Maybe I'll go to the Lions game. If I can get in, I'll go in.
Right.
If I can't, it's all right. I'm there.
You said it like you had access, was going to turn it down. You was like, who knows? Maybe I'll go.
No, I don't have access,
Okay.
but I'll try to get access.
Mark in the chat says, bought tickets last night, heading down from Traverse City with my son. Go Lions. And I think that's a great kind of encapsulated view of what a lot of people kind of look at this like. I always, somebody asked me too about the Super Bowl, because whether I'm going to go to the Super Bowl or not if the Lions go, and it was almost like the way I feel about this game or next week or a potential Super Bowl game. You can't lose either way, because when you go to the game, there is something so limited about that. You are limited as to the people that matter the most to you, like who you're going to experience that game with. If you are at home, it is a pretty darn good option. You can, be with your family, with your friends, with people that you've commiserated with, long-suffering Lions fans, and experience that joy together, as opposed to maybe one other person that right next to you at a game if you got 2 tickets or something like that. There is good. There's no losing situation, is what I'm trying to tell you, whether you go to the game or whether you don't go to the game, because chances are that shared experience with maybe your wife or your 3 daughters, Maz,
Lily will be there working.
That is just as good as being in the stadium with 70,000 strangers.
Let me ask this question, because this is one I asked KG about before the show. Where's everybody watching the game? I figured we would talk about other things, but since we're here, where's everybody watching the show? Because I just assumed that everybody wanted to be in the mix. They wanted to be around other Lions fans, kind of share a scene like it was in Major League. We got all these random people at the bar celebrating the Indians now, the Guardians' success. I thought that would be the case. A lot of people want to watch at home. Like, that's what I'm hearing. A lot of people want to be at the house. They want to be in the confines of their own crib, and they just want to watch it. They don't want it to be too loud. They don't want fans messing up the wave of the game or their emotions, their moods. So I was just curious, where are people watching this Lions game, man?
Well, that's a great. Well, Sheldon in the chat says, flying in from South Carolina tonight. Open-ended ticket, will not miss an NFC championship when we host the Lions by 2.5 scores tomorrow. Look, I think it's such a special thing to be able to see what we're going through right now with family, with friends, with all of that, but being in the building, there is nothing like that. Yeah. There is nothing like being in the building tomorrow night. And I think a lot of people, too, maybe, just maybe, have sold their tickets this week because of next week. So, to pay for next week's ticket. Because let's be honest for a second, Braylon Edwards. We're going to do Fill in the Blank Friday momentarily, a little bit later on this hour.
Dan Miller coming up
in about 20 minutes from now. And I hate to say it like this, and maybe this could bite us in the tail. But on a scale of 1 to 10, my worry level for this game is like a 1. Under any circumstance, I cannot envision the Lions losing to this team. I just can't see it. And maybe I'll have to eat those words on Saturday night or Sunday morning. But under no circumstance can I see the Lions losing this game. So I do see a situation where a lot of people might sell their tickets this week in order to pay for next week's game and really point to January 26th, 3 o'clock NFC Championship game against the winner of the Eagles. And go ahead, guys. I see it.
I see something, but go ahead, man.
Dante has done it again. Dante refuses to lose. Refuses to lose. Just like the Lions tomorrow refuse to lose. Super chat, Dante. $100.
Dante won $5.
I'm staying home. Explain it. What are people looking at? People want to know what they're bidding on. Some of the people that are coming to the chat right now.
Authentic Jahmyr Gibbs jersey. You know what I'm saying? Just picked it up earlier today. It's legit. It's the brand new one. It's the one from this season. No BS around it. No BS about it. So SARS XL. And it's a good fitting jersey.
Dante, I'm staying home to watch the game tomorrow, and I know I will be tired on Sunday because of how freaking late the game will end. Also, Pistons, Red Wings, and Go Lions. Hoping for a sweep on Saturday where all 3 Detroit teams get to feel a victory Sunday. Let's go. Dante, $100 in the chat.
You see what
He's
Zach
the
writes?
Leader in the clubhouse.
Zachary Kamaj, who came in second 2 days ago, won yesterday against Dante. He's like, Dante, chill, man.
It makes it a lot of funny too, because obviously
Zach.
The jersey isn't signed, but it makes a moment. Everybody watch you get it when you win it at the end. You can talk about it, frame it however you want to place it, but this is a moment, to have. So jersey's dope, but getting back to the Lions in this week, you like it?
I love it. Yeah,
I was
so go back. Yeah, continue what you were saying, Bray, because then we have to go back to Ryan's 1 to 10 rating here. He's on a 1 for nerves. What are you on?
That's
on a scale
to win this game.
On a scale of 1 to 10, what is your worry level? And again, it almost makes me choke to say that, because just when you think you've won that game, or just when you think this is going to be easy, it comes down to a Jake Bates field goal at the end to win it, maybe down by 1. I mean, I'm just saying.
Well, that's what I was going to tell you. I was going to say, you should say, in no world could you see the Lions losing this game. Look, it's the playoffs. Anything can happen in the playoffs. You're talking about a coach in Dan Quinn who's been as far as the Super Bowl, has been as far as almost about to win. Almost doesn't count. So there is a coaching pedigree there, and there is an elite player in Jaden Daniels. So, playoffs, crazier things have happened. But in terms of where's my meter, just for respect of the second round of the playoffs, 4.
Just for respect, though.
Yeah.
But not just for respect, not based on anything you see on the field.
No, 100%.
Yeah, right.
100%.
I kind of feel like you, man.
Yeah.
As long as everything stays status quo, everyone stays injury-free, both sides, it's a 1 for me. This team was made to play the Lions. Washington Commanders, they're way ahead of where they're supposed to be, and they won a playoff game. Congrats to them. Congrats. It's been a long time. Dan Quinn's a good coach. He's a very good coach, and they got a lot of good talent on that team. They're just not up to the talent level of this team. This team is rested. They're getting people back. Sure, they're going to be down Kevin Zeitler. That's okay. Mahogany's going to step up in there for them. And, hell, if we can't run on that side, maybe I don't know. If you can't run, they're going to throw. If you can't throw, they're going to run. I can't see them not putting up 40. And I don't think Washington can put up 40 against us.
But, man, is it fair to give them a 1? This is a team they won 12 games. They won a playoff game. The defense of the Detroit Lions has not been stellar, if you will, this whole season long, especially a stretch of games, 2 games back to 5 games. So you got to give them a 3 out of respect.
No, I have no respect for them. It's a 1.
Right.
It's not so much
I have total respect for my team.
It's not so much that you don't respect Washington. Yeah. I think the reason why I feel the way I feel is because I do believe Washington is a year ahead of where they normally are. And in anything, sports, football, it's about a game of matchups.
Yeah.
And Detroit's identity is exactly what Washington doesn't do at all.
This is true.
Running the football for Detroit is who they are as an organization. All the resources, most of the resources, have been put towards being the kind of football team that could just pound it down your throat, pause. You know what I mean? But at the same time, Washington is one of the worst in the league at stopping the run, and everything goes with that.
Yeah, 100%. Oh, we got a super chat going on. A couple super chats. Didn't want to leave you guys hanging. This comes from Mark Lorette On the way down from Traverse City for the game, in the spirit of that jersey, what is your prediction for the RB stats tomorrow? Goal lines. What are the running back stats going to be tomorrow? I guess there are 3 running backs that we're talking about. That'd be Gibbs, Montgomery, and Brian Robinson Jr.
Well, I mean,
or just our guys.
Just our guys.
All right. Give me Gibbs for 110 and a touchdown, and give me Monty for 40 and a touchdown.
There you go. A couple of super chats now.
Appreciate you, guys. Appreciate you, Mark.
So,
All you people
Adam
coming down
Morency,
from Traverse
$10.
City, safe as well.
Adam Morency, $10. Go Lions. I plan to be at Gillies with you and the WSN family.
Yeah.
What's everyone's player projections for the game? Well, we can get into that. I don't have Dante money, says Jason Keenan, $5. So can I be a hobo intern with a cot and a Planet Fitness gym membership? Fly me from Oklahoma, pay me, and I'll go to bring to WSN. Mark says,
Shout
on the
out
way
to
from
Oklahoma.
Traverse City for the game. In the spirit of that jersey, what is your prediction for the you just mentioned that? Yeah. I do not want a close game, do not need the stress. And I don't think we're going to see one, guys.
Yeah.
I do think you're going to see kind of a 42-21 kind of game.
That's what I picked yesterday.
42-14 kind of game with maybe a garbage touchdown at the end. This is no disrespect to Washington. I just keep going back to the matchup and where these two organizations are. I think if this game is played next year, this is a much different feeling about it. But I just feel like this year, it's all Lions.
You mean next year when we have all our players? I still wouldn't worry.
Mm-hmm.
We don't even have our players, and I'm not worried.
Good night, everybody.
See ya.
End of show.
We'll see you.
End of show. Nothing more to talk about.
Just
I
telling
also
you.
was asking for a 3-4 just out of respect for a team making it to the playoffs, getting the playoff win, getting 12 wins at the end of the day. I don't think it's going to be a close game. I agree with you guys. Lions should be in hand this whole game. I could only see maybe the first quarter being some type of filling each other out type situation. Maybe Jaden Daniels and the Commanders score. Don't count out Cliff Kingsbury and what he brings to the offense. But after the first quarter, I expect once the Lions get that first stop after a touchdown, that's when you start to see the onslaught. That's when you start to see the pressing of a rookie quarterback in a hostile environment. It's going to be Ford Field. So first quarter, maybe some. After that, I look for the Lions to kind of do this thing right. And I don't look for them to open the playbook up a lot.
If there's a bet out there for you guys for going for it on fourth down, I would bet Washington over 4. Over 4 going for it on fourth down. I believe that they will do whatever they can to try to stay in this game. They're not going to win it with Zane Gonzalez. He is that's their 5th kicker this year. He's got issues. Otherwise, he would have had a job this year. He hit the winner last week. It was the doink to Detroit. He got him here. He's got a little bit of an injury as well. I don't see them kicking many field goals tomorrow at all. I see him going a lot on fourth down. I see him maybe getting some penalties against us. Terry and Arnold getting the flag thrown at him. We'll see. McLaurin's going to get out there. He's one of the best receivers for jump balls especially. They got talent. They're not going to win, but they have talent.
Pete?
I was going to say, if you guys don't mind me mentioning our Caesar Sportsbook app, our partner here at Woodward Sports, the Las Vegas is basically letting you know with the lines here how the game is going to go. The Lions team total is 33.5. The Washington Commanders team total is 23.5, but the spread is 5.5, minus 5.5. It makes no sense. The Lions are expected to dominate this game. Vegas is telling you which way to bet.
Jason Kenyon, $5. Add the sport of rodeo in. I got Michigan and the Greatness region covered. So it'll be a hobo cowboy intern until I get loose. Partnership and money. That's funny stuff. This is people are having fun with this. El Gato says $2. National media saying Washington will shock the world. I do look. People are out there saying all kinds of stuff. I do think
you got to root for your team, right? If you're a Washington fan,
honestly, just in doing this job, all of us think the Lions are going to rout Washington tomorrow. Okay, good night. Nothing more to talk about. Show's over. You know what I mean?
I couldn't get one Washington reporter or broadcaster on our show all week. I tried them all, and they couldn't come on. Today they're
we
traveling.
get Panthers people that come.
Today they're traveling.
But I mean, the point is, I do think a lot of national media are trying to talk themselves into at least having some sort of a game, right? Having some sort of an angle to
Fox
make
wants
this
a
one
game.
interesting.
Fox wants a game.
Absolutely.
8 o'clock game, national audience. You got Kevin Burkhardt and Tom Brady and Aaron Andrews and Tom Rinaldi. They're spending money. I think they're going to be. Are they going to be in the stadium tomorrow?
They are.
Yeah.
I mean, there will be a game. And that's the good thing about it. Yes, we expect to blow out here in Detroit because of what we've watched all year. We've paid attention closely to the Detroit Lions, especially the offense, and Aaron Glenn obviously is the coordinator. But this is going to be a game. We've seen games in which the Lions didn't start fast, and it looked weird. We've seen 3 or 4 of those this year. You look at the Tennessee Titans and what they did. You look at the Jacksonville Jaguars. You look at the Colts. It looked interesting for a second. And this is a guy that we said is an elite rookie quarterback. Said he's had an elite season, said he's poised, he makes plays, he gets outside the pocket, which is one thing that bothers the Lions in terms of a mobile quarterback. And a mobile quarterback, not just in the sense of he can run like Sam Darnold. No, a mobile quarterback like Lamar Jackson type. And that's what Jaden Daniels is. So there's a reason they're here. They're a damn good ball club. And look for some plays. Look for it to be interesting. It won't just be some blowout in which it's a snooze fest.
Let's look at the quarterbacks that are left. Most of them are mobile. We have the least mobile quarterback left in the playoffs, and that's a fact. We got Philly, you got Jalen Hurts. Philly's playing the Rams. Matthew Stafford knows how to move up into the pocket. Better than Goff. But it's okay. As long as they protect Goff, we'll be fine. Then you go to the AFC. Come on. The Bills, Josh Allen, one of the most mobile quarterbacks. They're playing the Ravens. Lamar Jackson. Mobile, can throw, rocket arm. The other game,
C.J. Stroud.
C.J. Stroud could get on the run. Patrick Mahomes. No one moves like him. He probably runs 500 yards a game across the field. So we have the least mobile quarterback. So when you say a mobile quarterback is bad against your team, they're all mobile. We're the only one that don't have a mobile quarterback. And we won 15 freaking games. So that's why I'm not worried.
And honestly, Maz, he did start to run a little bit more later in the season, Jared Goff, and was able to get a couple of first downs.
He has more yards than Stafford, but really
legs.
He don't run.
56 to 49.
Yeah, and he has a touchdown. So,
Zach says every week, even when the Lions dominate, sports pundits give little credit to the Lions and chalk up their win to the other team coming up short. The Lions' hate is crazy. I don't see it that way. I do think a lot of people around the country are absolutely rooting for the Detroit Lions, and I do think the Detroit Lions making the Super Bowl. Yeah. I would. Okay, so I was talking to somebody about this the other day. I think there's no question that the Lions are America's team, and most people would like to see the Detroit Lions in the Super Bowl until the LA wildfires. I wonder if it is a better story for the Rams to make it to the Super Bowl, kind of like the Yankees in 2001 or the Tigers in 68. You know, when there is a national tragedy, when there is a local tragedy, to have that city's sports team go on to the championship round, it is one hell of a story. And that is the one part about this who's everybody rooting for thing that I do consider when I look at the Rams team. 2
things and 2 reasons why I say I don't agree with, or not necessarily agree with. I don't think that'll be the case in terms of swaying the popular vote from the Lions to the Rams. 1, people don't view LA as a real city. So many people's mindsets, LA movies, one and the same. LA is Hollywood and everybody lives in Beverly Hills and blah, 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 and they'll be okay. They don't look at it in terms of real people, real problem, houses burning down. You should feel sorry for them. They may be ass out. They may be, a lot of people struggling, a lot of people down bad. LA is a superficial city. When you think about it, it's attached to Hollywood. So I don't think people really care. Not to mention, they just won a Super Bowl 2 years ago. So I don't think in that, when the Saints won, when you're cheering for the Saints, the Saints hadn't won a Super Bowl whatever at that time. The Patriots had never won a Super Bowl when that happened. When the Astros had won, the Astros had won since 70s. So I think recency, they won 2 years ago, and 2, something about LA and people, there's no connection. You name any other city in this country, I think the whole country gets behind it, even New York.
Right.
But you say LA and it's Hollywood.
Well, I will say,
New York is way more loved than LA.
I know, but that's
way more.
But they're a major city, is what I'm saying.
Rich says the Yankees lost the World Series in 2001. Yeah, Arizona won in 7 games, but the
Thanks
Yankees
to pulling the infield in.
But the Yankees made it to the World Series, is what I'm saying, after the tragedy in September.
Also, the Patriots won that year, which is
I'm just saying who you want in the game.
I heard today on my way in, I was listening to Sirius, and they're having on January 30th, they're having a music festival. For the California wildfires. So they're doing something for him. A lot of acts, probably 50 acts so far have said they're going to be there doing this for them. So they have people definitely in their corner, right? I just don't know if the Rams are one of those teams that you just say, oh, yeah, let's root for the Rams. I mean, you got Sean McVay on the sideline. I want to punch him in his face.
Right.
Matthew Stafford, I'm sick and tired of him, and I used to love him. Now I want to see Philly absolutely stomp them. That's what I want. I'm looking forward to Sunday at 3. I want to see Philly stomp them.
Because
I just hate them.
And you're scared of them.
I hate them.
And you're scared of them. Admit it.
Maybe.
You want to talk about a team that got lucky this week, and I guess that's what happens when you give yourself a home playoff game, and that's the Eagles. Like, based off of how this, based off this LA team, how Shula has that defense, at least how he had him against the Vikings, where Stafford is typically around this time every year. He's 5-1 his last 6 playoff games. Just want to throw that out there for you guys. But the way that they're hot right now, they have to go to Philly after playing on Monday night, on Saturday, and it's gonna snow, and the wind is gonna be 15 degrees and feels like 3. Man, if Philly would have caught the Rams at the right time, I told you I wanted to win. But I'm looking at these conditions. Now I have to go with Philly. There's no logical way you can go with the Rams coming off this situation.
Let me read some super chats before we get to a break. Ben Johnson and Aaron Glenn, I have a feeling you're going to stay with the Detroit Lions. Why break up a winning coaching staff? $10 Adam Morency.
I told that I'm not the bet on it.
Yeah, right. Don't bet on that. NFL lags a year behind a tragedy. They tend to crush feel-good teams like the Rams and build it up next year like Katrina. That's from Burn, $5.
No, you're not necessarily wrong.
It's going to be a great game for sure. After 3 of the Lions putting the stamp on destiny, respect JD5. He doesn't have the backup like 16 does. Look, Washington, again, a year ahead of where they should be. There's no doubt about it. El Gato, $2. Ben Johnson, AG, the last hurrah, finished strong. Guys, we're going to take a break. When we come back, it is Dan Miller, the voice of the Detroit Lions, going to join us again. Braylon Edwards, a authentic Jahmyr Gibbs jersey. Yeah. If you want to get in the super chat, highest bidder gets the
it's a good-looking jersey. You know what? When we come back with Dan Miller, I'm actually had a jersey on, man. So,
they threw another $1.99 and he agrees with me. He hates the Rams, not scared.
Yeah. You ain't scared. We ain't scared. Guys, we'll take a break, but first a message from Planet Fitness.
You know where else they're not scared? You just said it, Ryan. It's Planet Fitness, because your fitness is essential. They want to get you in shape. 2025, you got to start out the right way, and that's in the gym. But don't worry, because it's home of the judgment-free zone, so nobody's judging you. Nobody's rushing you to get to your goals and where you want to be. You take your sweet time, if you will, and also it's fitness that fits into your budget, so you're not going to have to pay an arm and a leg to get in shape. And we have trainers, actually, that can help you with that for any membership that you get. So Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential.
And we have 1800 Tequila, the official tequila of Woodward Sports Lions watch parties and post-game shows. Join 1800 Tequila and Woodward Sports every Lions game live at Hayes Social in Shelby Township and celebrate the wins with smooth 1800 Tequila, the proud sponsors of your Detroit Lions. 1800 Tequila, the best taste in tequila, and drink responsibly.
Back-to-back NFC North Division champions. The Detroit Lions are playoff bound and ready to eat the kneecaps of anyone standing in our way. Follow Woodward Sports as we cover the best season in Detroit Lions history. Go Lions!
Talk about pressure, we live in pressure. That's where we freaking thrive. You get it again.
From Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles. And with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
A network for the city, by the city. Woodward Sports is Detroit sports.
Any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Injuries can't stop this train. Choo-choo.
Warriors, good win. Break it down.
Super Bowl or bust, baby, for our Detroit Lions. And Woodward Sports will be there all the way. Detroit's #1 Lions destination is Woodward Sports.
New year, how about a new car? Les Stanford Buick GMC here for you. Get a 2025 Hummer EV SUV, 24 months, 10,000 miles a year, $699 a month, $1,999 down. Or a 2025 GMC Sierra 1500 Crew Cab, 24 months, 10,000 miles a year, only $359 per month. Sign and drive, no down payment required. GM discount required for both. Les Stanford Buick GMC, lesstanford.com, lesstanford.com. And let's drive on over to one of our favorites here, Dan Miller, Fox 2 sports director, the voice of the Detroit Lions. Game day about 28 hours away. My goodness, Dan, we've been waiting for this one. The eve of the game, how do you feel?
I feel like it's been a really slow week.
Heck yeah.
I mean, it's like I thought once we found out who they were playing on Sunday, and then this would be a short week to Saturday, that it would fly by. I feel like this week has been crawling by. So, yeah, I'm ready to go, man. Let's play. Let's kick this thing off.
Dan, that's a fresh haircut there, man. Look like you came in the ladies' jam.
That's what I just got done.
See? I can tell, man.
Just got done.
Look good. Look good.
That's why I'm sitting in my car. I just left the chair. That's a fresh jersey, too.
Thanks, Dan.
I appreciate that, man. It's so funny. My Jets fans are like, what are we doing? You're Lions guy now? I thought you played for the Jets, so I got to keep it cool. Dan, would you tell these guys that the Washington Commanders deserve a little bit more respect? Jaden Daniels off an elite rookie year. You know what he is. He's electric. He gets outside the pocket. Scary Terry McLaurin. The defensive line, a little bit better than people are giving credit, maybe not against the run. It's not going to be a cakewalk. They got to the second round of the playoffs for a reason, correct?
Cakewalk.
I mean, they've won 13. They've won 13 games, guys. I mean, they won 12 in the regular season, and they just beat Tampa Bay. I mean, if you don't respect everybody at this time of year, I think you're doing it wrong. This quarterback is obviously something special. This team is playing with house money. They're going to be loose coming in here. Nobody expected them to be here. I don't think they bear the weight of being a #1 seed or having overwhelming Super Bowl expectations. That doesn't mean that they don't feel it, because now that you're in it, you believe you have a chance. But look, you talk about a team with Bobby Wagner. You talk about a team with that defensive line, those 2 D tackles in there that can make some plays. This is a team you better respect. You can't, cliche, roll the ball out there and think you're going to win. Now, personally, I think the way the Lions lose this game is by making mistakes. I don't think if the Lions play their type of football to their capabilities, offense, defense, special teams, that they're going to lose this game. But it doesn't take much. You're talking about a play or two in a game like this that can make a difference.
Also, I think the Lions have to be leery of Dan Quinn. Dan Quinn is the quarterback coach that's been to the Super Bowl. And keep in mind, he was the defensive coordinator the last couple of years of Dallas, where they played the Lions twice. So there is some familiarity with Dan Quinn and the Detroit Lions a little bit.
And he's going to roll the dice. That's the other thing. I mean, you're going up against a team that, again, much like the Lions, is not going to mind going for 4th down. And they're going to have that 4-down mentality, I think, a lot of times in the game, which kind of keeps you off balance on 3rd down, because if a team knows they're going forward on 4th, then that can influence what you do on 3rd. Maybe it's something a little bit out of the box. So, look, you got a heartbreaker at quarterback who you can think on a 3rd and 7, you got him hemmed in, a 4th and 5, you got him hemmed in, and he's going to make a play. So you just need to grind through this game, find a way to get it done. But this is kind of an interesting opponent, guys. This quarterback makes them a little bit different in my mind.
Hey, Dan, it's interesting that you mentioned the going for it on 4th down mentality and everything like that. That is an area that Braylon and I focused on for the Lions Game Day Live pregame show. 20 of 23 this season when going for it on 4th down. That's a damn near 90% they convert. Yep. So when they do go for it, they make it. They stay on the field. It is going to be very important for the Lions to get off the field.
And look, they have the best 3rd down defense in the NFL. I mean, there's something to be said for what the Lions did during the regular season. But the key there, and I talked to the coach about this for our pregame show, is winning 1st and 2nd down. You need to find a way to get them in that 3rd and long situation so that it's advantageous to the defense. But I think the equalizer on that 4th down is you look at the stats, it's been Daniels throwing and Daniels running. And look, that doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure that out. He's the guy with the ball in his hands. But he's cool back there, and he finds a way to make a play, and he knows where the sticks are. So, look, it's a different kind of challenge than the Lions have seen. They saw Kyler Murray earlier this year, did a good job on him. Richardson, they kind of shut him down after the first drive. Josh Allen, not so much. So, I mean, kind of a mixed bag against mobile quarterbacks. And as Coach Campbell said this week, who really does play well against, mobile quarterbacks? So they just got to find a way. Look, to me, guys, everybody's talking about the defense, and I think that's certainly part of it. But to me, it's about the Lions' offense. If the Lions' offense comes out and plays the way they're capable of playing, where they have that streak of 4 straight possessions when they get a touchdown, 4 out of 5, something like that, defense gets a stop or two, all of a sudden Washington looks up and they're down 2 scores. I'm looking at the offense to set the tone in this game and make Washington chase them, which they've done in games this year. They did it to Seattle. They did it to Dallas. And I think that's the key in my mind. You don't want to have a lot of empty possessions in this game because that's where I feel like it can get away from you. You don't want to give them short fields. You don't want to let their defense score points. Gets back to what I said. I think the Lions win this game. I think the way they lose this game is you make mistakes that give the other team life.
Hey, Dan, it's Maz. Great having you on, as always. We appreciate it.
Why do you always say it like he doesn't know it's you?
Pardon?
He's like, hey, Dan is Maz. We know it's you, sexy.
Anyway, yeah. Let me get back to what I was saying. Dave. Look, the team won 15 games, 15-2. They should have beat Tampa Bay. We all know that. It was the worst game for Goff, worst coach game for Dan Campbell. They could have beat Buffalo. I'm looking at a team that don't make mistakes. Yeah, they made mistakes in the Texans game. They threw 5 interceptions. They still won the game. They made a couple of mistakes against Minnesota. They still won that game. This team has got a 2-week rest. I don't fear Washington. I handpicked this team at the beginning of the playoffs to play them. So I don't care what they bring in. We're going to beat them, and they're going to beat them by 3-4 scores.
Wow. Okay. Listen, I love your enthusiasm and confidence. I just think, look, this is the time of year where mistakes are magnified. I'll say the same thing if they get to next week and play the Eagles or the Rams. You can't make mistakes. And I'll say the same thing that offense has to play like the highest scoring offense in the NFL, which it was. But Maz, it's not the 15 games they won during the regular season. There's no doubt that matters. And there's no doubt that that's the recipe for them to win. The stakes are bigger, but the recipe doesn't change. You know how to win football games. You got to go out and do it. I'm just saying be wary of making mistakes on a stage like this because that's what gets another team going and makes them think this is their day. So, like I said, I told you I think the Lions win this game. I told you how I think they don't win this game is a couple too many mistakes that gives the other team life. But the 15, to me, that stands out in this regard. They know how to win. They understand what it takes, and they can win different kinds of games. They just need to do that again this week, make it 16.
No doubt, Dan. And Dan Campbell will never, ever let this team look in the mirror and think they're better than Washington. They're going to come out. I only worry about they might be a little off at the beginning because they had 2 weeks off. But if they come out and put a first touchdown on, it's Katie bar the door to me.
Well, listen, I think if there's one thing that we've learned about Dan Campbell, and I think if there's one thing that I would say really is one of his super strengths, is getting a team ready to play. And we go back to that stat about not having lost 2 games in a row since October of 2022. Nobody else in the league is even close to that. So that tells me week after week, up, down, he figures out a way to get his guys going. And, they've won a ton of games since that 1-6 start in 2022.
Amazing.
And he knows how to do it, and they've continued to do it. So, but guys, everything is fragile. Yep. Everything is fragile this time of year. You take nothing for granted. You got to go out there and deliver. You got 60 minutes of football coming up on Saturday night, and you just need to figure out a way to get it done, just like you have done throughout the season. That doesn't change.
Hey, Dan,
I sense a little Maz disrespect for Washington there, and I'm not going there. I respect the opponent and know what you got to do to go beat them.
Plus, they were your boyhood team as well.
They were. Listen, I grew up going to RFK Stadium with my dad. We had season tickets, and I've done a bunch of shows back there this week, and I will say that experience, being in that stadium, rooting for that team, and the Bullets and Washington football
with
team
you.
were my two. They were my favorite. They were what gave me passion. They were probably what directed me to do what I'm doing with my life. But I'm all Honolulu blue on Saturday night. And,
I know that.
And trust me, even more so because of that, I don't want to lose this game.
Got to stick it to your friends, of course.
Hey, Dan, let me ask you.
Oh, my goodness. Trust me, I will hear about it if we lose this game.
Oh, man. Doc over there in Washington, he's going to be coming for the
I should have had Doc on.
Yeah, should have had Doc
bro.
on, Maz.
There's a list.
Everyone in Washington told me no this week, by the way, Dan.
You should have called me. I'd have hooked you up.
I know you would have.
Hey, Dan, any indication how much David Montgomery will play this week? Will he, when he was playing, he'd get the first series and start the game. Do you anticipate he'll get that first series this week?
That's a great question. We actually had this conversation last night as to whether or not we thought he'd be out there for that first series because exactly what you said, Ryan. He is the guy. My guess, and I don't know anything, my guess is he'll get the first series just because I think they'll go back to that. I think that's a respect thing. And that's a complete guess. But in the end, I do think Gibbs probably gets more touches. But look, if I trust Ben Johnson to do anything, it's to take the temperature of the game and figure out which running back should be in there. And I think that's ultimately what he's got to do in this game. And it's a great thing to have both these options back. I've heard people say, oh, is it good because Gibbs has been – yes, it's good because it gives this terrific offensive coordinator and head coach opportunities to make choices as to how you want to attack this Washington team. And you know what? On 3rd and 1 or goal line situations, there's not many guys I'd rather hand the ball to than David Montgomery running behind that offensive line.
Hey, Dan, a friend of mine, a mentor of mine, also named Dan, by the way, told me to ask you a question. And I answered it. I said, my answer's not good enough. You have to go to Dan. He's like, well, I just want to get a little bit outside. Dan comes on. So anyway, yeah, here you go. Ben Johnson, this offense, a great offense. What do you expect their game plan to be this Sunday? This Saturday? Do you expect them to try to hide plays or shield plays and try to run a basic game plan because they believe they're better than the Washington Commanders? Or do you expect the typical Detroit offense and they could care less?
I think it's the typical Detroit offense. Look, I don't think they've hit plays all year. I think they've run trick plays when they're up big in games. They roll things out when they feel like they can make it work. I just think, look, there's so many weapons on this team. I mean, I was doing one show in Washington today, and they said, who do you think, if you were Washington's defense, you'd look to shut down and take that offense out of its rhythm? And I said, well, you know what, like all coaches say, you try to stop the run, make them one-dimensional. But I guess maybe it's Amon-Ra because whenever they really need something, they go to him. But if you take him away, you still got J-Mo, you still got Laporta, you still got those running backs, you still got Tim Patrick. I mean, look, this offense is so balanced that I think Ben Johnson does a great job and Jared Goff does a great job of taking whatever you're going to give him. And that if that is checking down all day and being patient, he'll do that. But I think that's where Jared has been so good this year, and probably one of the reasons that his completion percentage is so high is he just takes whatever you give him. And one of the things that I talked to the coach about for our radio pregame show this week was, man, this is a game where you love having Jared Goff as your quarterback. And all due respect to Jaden Daniels and what he's done, and this isn't even a conversation that concerns him, but you feel good about a veteran quarterback that has been there. And I go back to this, guys. Man, going into that Rams game last year, my stomach was flying. I was like, how in the world does Jared handle all this emotion? All he does is come out and complete his first 10 or 11 passes. Uh-huh. I mean, the dude's just a stud, and things don't bother him. And in a game like this is where you love having him because even when Jared seems to make a mistake, man, he just comes back better. And even when he seems to have a down series, he just comes back ready to go. And you love that mindset and having that guy that's been in this position before.
Dan, this isn't for you. This is for the other Dan, if you will, my mentor. I told you. Does that sound familiar, Dan? Jeez Louise, here you go.
Yeah, I mean, Braylon, look, if your coach came in before a big game and told you we're going to change the thing we've done all year, you'd be like, why are we doing that?
Yeah, I'd be asking for my
they're
papers.
Gonna play, they're going to play the game that they have played all year, and it will be. We don't know what it'll be because Ben Johnson, you never know what he's going to do. Are they going to just hammer it at them like they did in overtime against the Rams, or do they come out throwing the ball? I think it's going to be a mixture of all of it, but that's the way this team was built. This team was built with so many different weapons that you don't know which way they're going to go coming in, and if they execute, they're really, really tough to deal with. That's how you become the highest scoring offense in the NFL.
Only team that changes game plans in the middle of the season when they're winning is Ohio State. So, yeah, there you go.
Dan, last one for you.
But they only change it from Michigan and it doesn't work.
That's right. Dan, last one. Adam Schefter on Pat McAfee earlier today. Here's a quote. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Aaron Glenn and Ben Johnson are getting head coaching jobs. Aaron Glenn is in play in New York, New Orleans, and I think he's in play in Las Vegas if he wants to be. Any doubt in your mind that they will be offered head coaching jobs in your mind this season? Whether Ben Johnson takes it or not, we don't know. But that's from Schefter earlier this afternoon.
It doesn't feel that way. It doesn't feel like they won't be offered. It certainly seems like both of them are absolutely ready. I mean, Aaron Glenn has done everything, checked every box. His leadership is there. His track record is there. He's been a scout. He's been an assistant coach. He's been a player. He's done everything. He's ready. Ben Johnson, look, he's ready. Maybe he didn't even know if he was ready for a couple of years. He's certainly ready now. And it feels like in this cycle with the openings that are out there, and the relationship that you can make between these candidates and those openings, that it feels like they're both going to get offered. Guys, it's hard for me to see at this point either one of them coming back, but I would say this, the way they do come back is if it just doesn't feel right, is if there's just something with the organization that ultimately it comes down to where they're like, I can't win here. It's not set up correctly. And I will tell you, a situation like Chicago, that scares me. That front office situation with Poles and with Kevin Warren, it just, there's something funky there, man. And it just, I want to make sure if I'm going in, I got a chance to be successful. Look at the cycle from Dan Campbell. It's him and Sirianni. That's it. I think there was like 5 other coaches. They're all gone now. So you got to set yourself up well if you're going to get that opportunity. And it certainly feels to me, Ryan, long way of answering your question, that they're both going to get that opportunity this year.
Hey, just to follow up, I don't know. I guess I didn't see this coming, and I probably should have. But Chris Spielman apparently interviewed for the GM job in New York. I didn't see that coming.
Yeah, it caught me a little bit by surprise too. Not that I don't think Chris is capable, but he hasn't necessarily been in that role here. And I am sure as he sat down with them, look, Chris is about culture, but he's also been here for the draft. He's been here for the scouting process. I know he watches tape and communicates with Brad Holmes, so he understands certainly what he's looking at. He played the game. He's been a part of the front office here. So, look, I don't doubt that at some point Chris is going to get that opportunity. I don't know what appeals to him or what he wants to do, but I will say this. Chris is a big part of what has happened here. He's a big part of designing what a Detroit Lions organization looks like and what a Detroit Lion player looks like. And I'm sure that's appealing to other organizations out there that are trying to get their culture in line and trying to have that template of what a Lion looks like. I always go back to, in my mind, the teams that have done it for years, Ravens, Steelers. They know exactly what a Raven looks like and exactly what a Steeler looks like. I think now we know what a Lion looks like. And when you have that, other teams want to copy that. They want your guys. That's why Chris Spielman is getting a chance like that to interview.
Dan, who are the Lions playing next Sunday at 3?
Man, I think Philadelphia. I just think it's tough for the Rams to go in there. I haven't seen a weather report yet. I think it's turning cold on the East Coast
Big
starting
snow
Saturday night, which would be
I
think it's going to be nasty out there. I just think Philadelphia's offensive line is the way to do it. Short week, obviously, and traveling across the country. And two, I just think a credit, though, to that Rams defense, and TJ's the first one to kind of point this out. That defense is a lot better than it was last year because those young players that were there last year have taken a step, and then getting Verse and Fisk has given them another step. So that team is really good. But I just think that's a tough place to go win with that offense and asking Stafford to roll them through there. But look, he's playing at a really high level right now. I wouldn't put anything past him, but you're asking me, I would say Philadelphia wins that game. Let me ask you guys.
Yeah.
I think for a lot of people, the game of the weekend, is it Ravens or Bills?
Bills.
Ravens.
I'm Bills.
I think it's Lions-Bills in the Super Bowl. I think
it's Lions-Ravens.
Yeah.
Is there a chance for the Texans to upset the Chiefs?
Yes,
No.
yes. I do think there's.
No, I don't see
Here's where, and
Okay.
this scared me about the Lions
I'm
a little bit.
There's no way. There's no way.
I love mic drop.
Right.
I want the Chiefs to lose.
Fine
38-0. They gave that
No
game
Tank
away.
Dell.
I want them to lose.
But here's what scared me about the kind of why I wanted the Detroit-Minnesota game at the end of the year. Kansas City hadn't played a game in a month. They have not played a game that has mattered in 25 days.
I guess they set the starters.
I think that's and they set their starters in week 18. I think that's a really, really tough thing to not play in NFL. That's like a bowl game for a college team that, remember Michigan played Ohio State back in the day and then they wouldn't play for a month. I think that's a really tough thing.
Guys, I don't think the Texans are that good. I just
They're
don't.
not
I think they're okay. I think they've struggled at times this year. I don't think they've looked as good as they did last year. And look, if there's admitted that might give you some pause, Ryan, but those Super Bowl rings they have at their house, that tells me they know how to play this time of year. And look, Kansas City at times hasn't looked like the dominant team they have in the past. But you know what they do? They figure it out. They figure it out, and Mahomes figures out a way to win the game. And I don't see the Texans beating them in that one.
I just can only imagine, and I posted this, and you got mad at me because I know you're not a look-ahead guy. January 26th, NFC Championship game just so happens to be Dan Miller's birthday.
Oh, happy birthday, Dan.
One hell of a birthday present if the Lions can get there and win that game. What the hell?
I am available. I'm available.
I'll bring you a Costco cake. Man.
There we go.
Hey, I love Costco cake.
You won't.
I gotta come to the studio. I gotta come to the studio.
Oh man, Dan, have fun
Go
this
get 'em,
weekend,
Dan.
man. Enjoy
Go get
these
'em.
games,
All right,
man.
boys.
Enjoy.
All right,
Appreciate
you
it,
got
guys.
it. You got it. The great Dan Miller. By the way, this game is on Fox 2. So at 10 a.m. tomorrow, 10 a.m. tomorrow morning, Lions Game Day Live, the pregame show that usually airs on Sunday, will air on Saturday. We'll be a part of that. Braylon Edwards and I will be a part of that show as we are. But Dan Miller, TJ Lang, Wojo, Jennifer Hammond, Birchie, all those guys will be a part of that great show. They will have a second edition of that at 6:30 p.m. leading up to the Lions and Commanders at 8 o'clock. So it's a full day of fun on Fox 2.
I see the phase out happening with TJ Lang and Dan Miller.
You know what?
Phase out from Lomas.
No, God, no. There's enough room for everybody.
Is it?
Yeah, absolutely.
I see a phase out.
Never. Well, you never say never in this business, but I just think it's a.
He's a Lion forever anyway.
It's a
Well,
great.
he's a Lion forever. I'm just saying. I see TJ speaks a lot more. Like he's good. TJ's a lot good at what he does, but I'm just telling you.
It's a great booth. I think the
I
addition.
hope not.
I think the addition with TJ has been tremendous, and you get a look at so much in that booth. It's
I think
great
it's cool
stuff.
that he's not too far removed from the game. So a lot of the players are still playing. TJ knows. He's been around these coaches, these systems, and things like that. So I think that's what he provides too. It's like the know of a person. on the team.
See, the way I look at it, it's no different from adding Gronk to the Fox pregame show. You're not getting rid of Jimmy Johnson. You know what I mean? You're just adding. You're adding a newer.
Terry's time is up.
I don't know if it's up, man. He started that show, man. He could go as long
And Johnny
as he
Carson
wants.
started the Tonight Show.
Right.
But at some point, there comes a time. You like that one, Pete?
That's a
You
good
like
one,
that
too.
one? It comes a time now.
Yeah, it's just a good time.
Unless you're Lee Corso.
By the way, a couple of more Lions notes. Kevin Zeitler is out of this game on the offensive line. Christian Mahogany, we believe, will get the start there at right guard. And I think based on what Mahogany did in that first start a couple of weeks ago, I think Lions feel pretty good about that side of the ball.
He'll be starting next year.
Yeah.
He will be. Pat O'Connor's out. That's another D-line guy down, another Eastern Michigan guy that we would love to have had. I got great sound later. Play from Max Crosby was on Good Morning Football today.
I watched.
And they asked him about what he thought about the Lions. He had a great response about Dan Campbell. The word's out on the street, man. About
there's some overlap. So he's been in contact. I won't wait. The
word on the street, man, is this team. This is the team to play for. You heard Bosa after the first San Francisco game. He's like, yeah, they have fun over there. That looks like a real fun team to play for.
Miller kind of, I didn't think about this, but he's so true. A Pittsburgh Steeler, a Baltimore Raven, that mold of player.
Perfectly said.
It is absolutely the Detroit Lions now.
They're
the ones with the identity in the NFL. You know exactly who they are, what they want, what they don't want, what fits in, what doesn't fit in. And whether it's Spielman, Ben Johnson, Aaron Glenn, Mike Disner, anybody in that front office, maybe even the broadcaster, other teams are going to come for everybody. Yeah. That's just what happens. It's a copycat league. Guys, we're going to take a break. When we come back, it is a fill-in-the-blank Friday. Fill-in-the-blank Friday. We'll go around the NFL as well. Lots to get to. Hour number 2, Joel Schwartz coming up as well. Big time worldwide. We'll get you the ticket picture.
Maybe he can get me in the game.
Maybe he could.
There you go.
You got your credit card?
I do.
It's not free.
But first, a message from Dr. Pierce.
Hey, Doc. We love Dr. Pierce. We saw him yesterday. Had a great time here. He keeps you in the game. He does not let you miss a game. He's our injury sports expert. He's Dr. Jeff Pierce of Michigan Sports and Spine. He joins Big D Energy every Tuesdays with us on Thursdays. Trust the guy at DMAC and Braylon. We all trust them as well. For more information, visit MichiganSportsAndSpine.com. And, of course, you can call 248-426-9944. Tell them Woodward sent you.
And then we have the New Holland Brewing Company watch party. Join Woodward Sports and the Heavyweights live at Gillies in downtown Detroit for the biggest watch party in Metro Detroit. Fellows go live just before kickoff every Lions game, and we will catch their game day reactions live on Woodward Sports. Come eat, drink, and cheer on the brand new Lions at Gillies, only on Detroit's #1 sports network. And we have the New Holland Brewing Company post-game show. Join Stick and Anson live from Gillies in downtown Detroit. The guys will give their instant take immediately following every Lions games. Call in from anywhere and be a part of the show, or show up to Gillies and give your opinion on the show. Only on Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports. Brought to you by Tangerine Space Machine, Taller Your Local Long Drink, 1800 Tequila, and Sabbath Coffee.
The Detroit Lions are in the playoff push.
Guys, I'm so freaking proud of you, man. That's the way to show up.
And Woodward Sports is your official, unofficial Lions network. Make sure you wake up every day with Wake Up Woodward, followed by Big D Energy, Ermanni and Edwards with Maz, and of course the Heavyweights. Detroit's #1 destination for all your grits and Lions coverage. Woodward Sports.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles. And with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
A network for the city, by the city. Woodward Sports is Detroit Sports.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
The most talked about Detroit media by other Detroit media, and we love it. It's the Woodward Sports Network.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, it's wicked awesome.
Love Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today. Is that an octopus in your pants, or are you just happy to see me? See what I did there? Go Red Wings! From Octopi Experts, Woodward Sports.
Right.
Dreaming of a new home but feeling a financial pinch? Mark White and his team, Mark White and Associates. Your trusted real estate experts are here to help. Mark White and his team will pay up to $5,000 of your closing costs. That's right, I said $5,000. Give them a call today. Mark White and Associates, 248-290-8242. Try them online as well. MarkWhiteSells.com. Again, that number, 248-290-8242, to make your dreams come true.
Hey, let me tell you about Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. We take the chore out of getting a haircut. Our talented stylist will deliver an industry-leading haircut, relaxing scalp massage, hot lather neck shave, and a hot towel treatment. Open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome. Hour number 2 of the program. Braylon, hold it up. The Jahmyr Gibbs jersey that Braylon Edwards brought in. Completely authentic, brand new. Picked it up today. It goes to the person in the super chat that has the highest bidder today, and so far $100. Dante151
plus another couple of bucks after that.
Okay,
he's got a big lead.
Is the leader in the clubhouse right now? Let's call it about $120. How about that? We'll call it $120.
I still remember the first time I saw my jersey like for sale. Like in the feeling that it gave me, like it freaked me out. Cause Michigan was cool. Like I saw it in college. The M-Dan, you see it in Ann Arbor, and I mean that was cool. It was a college look, but you know, let's call it a spade. Like we really were playing Madden to get to the league. Like we were really buying, you know, the professional jerseys, the Randy Mosses, the Charles Woodsons, etc. So first time I saw it was at a Dick's Sporting Good in Avon Lake, Ohio. Legitimately bought every Braylon Edwards jersey they had, Ryan, and just giving them out to the kids in my neighborhood and like the adults.
How cool!
It's crazy, like to get to that point where that's when like it sets in. Like when it says your name on draft day or whatever, it doesn't set in. It sets in when you see a jersey.
Wow.
Yeah, it sets in when you hear the conversation or a video game.
Do you still have your jersey from draft night?
Yeah, it's framed in my basement.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Or my lower level.
That's
Sorry,
awesome.
Mom.
Number one.
Absolutely.
Yep, the one jersey.
Guys, before we get into Fill in the Blank Friday, I just want a quick kudos to the city of Detroit. They have shut down 3 Park-Right parking lots.
$900 is what they were trying to get.
$999. They were trying to get 3 parking lots in Detroit. Wanted $1,000 to park a car for this weekend, and the city of Detroit has shut those parking lots down. Good. 3 Park-Right parking lots. So good for the city of Detroit. They went this morning and shut them down. That's unacceptable. Unacceptable.
Are they going to be done for the whole weekend? I hope so.
For Saturday.
I hope they lose. I hope they lose that whole day.
Yeah.
So
good for them.
So no one can park there. Like that sucks.
Well, I mean, nobody's going to park there for $1,000
Well,
anyway.
I was saying,
you know what I mean?
Now it's going to be empty parking. That sucks.
I think people are okay with that. You don't want to give them your business.
I know, but what he's saying, it won't be.
It'd just be a bunch of wasted spots.
Yeah, there's wasted spots, and where are people going to go?
Dave Burkett has updated that story, by the way, if you want to check out his Twitter page.
Well, I'm a little busy, but if you can give me the nuts and bolts right now.
I was just letting you know he has updated. A judge reopens Detroit parking lots after the city shut them down.
Oh, no kidding.
They are reopened, so I assume a deal has been reached.
That's what they made him change that price to a reasonable price.
Exactly.
Maybe
that judge got a free spot, you mean?
100%.
Right.
And also, too, like, I knew it. That's why I said you're not going to waste spots. They were going to find a way to get those spots open. You can't have a home game because if you're talking about 3 parking lots, that's essentially 50 spots a lot. That's 150 spots.
You want to charge 100? That's exorbitant, but 100, that's max. That should be max for a parking spot.
Yeah, they were charging $60 downtown when the Lions still were bad. So $100 I'm comfortable with, to your point.
Pete, thank you for that update.
Sure.
You are absolutely right. A judge has, Wayne County Circuit Court Judge David Allen says the city has kept this lot open. They've reopened this lot. Yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted you to see that.
Hopefully they had to pay a fine, and they have someone checking them, making sure the police are making sure they're not gouging people anymore.
No fines have been issued. Parking lots did have to pull down the $1,000 rates from their websites. The judge has issued a warning not to repeat such actions. That's right.
So what are they allowed to do?
I don't know.
$999?
Parking lots in Detroit have signs posted at the gate to show their lowest to top rates. Posted on the signs in many cases, lots near Ford Field and Comerica Park, $100 to $150.
Horrible.
Okay.
Disgusting.
It's disgusting, but it is what it is.
Yep.
And that's what you pay on a daily rate in New York City. So it is it is what it is.
Right, I guess. You know, when you talk about the most expensive ticket to a non-Super Bowl NFL event, that's what this is. You know, parking $150.
Yeah.
At least that feels. I mean, it's high, but that doesn't feel as bad as $1,000. Do that. All right, guys. Fill in the blank Friday. Fill in the blank Friday, shall we?
Let's
a little
do it.
music, KG.
I got you.
You got us?
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
All right.
Maz, would you like to read, please?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Here's what we got, guys. The most dangerous team left in the AFC is blank. Ryan.
Buffalo. I'm a big believer in the Buffalo Bills this playoff. And maybe the Ravens will make me eat crow this weekend. And if that's the case, my life goes on, and I was wrong. But in the meantime, I'm going to say the Buffalo Bills.
Braylon, AFC's most dangerous team.
I mean, we know who it is. It's the Ravens, but I'll play. You know, and have some fun.
Well, say the Ravens then.
But we know that. I said that last week. I'm going to change it for this, try to add some color. I say the Texans. I don't think the Chiefs are particularly good. In the first half of these playoff games, you see there's always some type of comeback that Patrick Mahomes has to institute, and also to watch out for his ankles. So that defensive line, also pay attention to the fact that DeMeco Ryans was defensive coordinator for the 49ers when they played against Patrick Mahomes, not once but twice in the Super Bowl. So this is, or once in the Super Bowl, the other time was Robert Saleh. So this is a guy that knows Patrick Mahomes. So
Kenny, I'll give you this one. You get AFC, I'll go to Pete for the NFC. AFC
easy
deal.
money. It's the Ravens. I mean, that running back QB combo and Derrick Henry and
that's
Lamar
why I was trying to
Jackson.
say something different.
Yeah,
that's a no-brainer.
Mark Andrews and them starting to come together. Yeah, it's the Ravens.
Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson.
They're my
same
Super
team.
Bowl team, so that's who I'm taking.
Defense still.
All right, Ryan, I'll let you lead off with the NFC. Most dangerous team remaining of the four.
Aside from the Lions, it's the Los Angeles Rams.
I want you to include the Lions.
Okay, then the Lions.
You're right.
You do believe that still?
I do believe that.
Did you hear what Dan Orlovsky said this week?
The Rams
He
are?
said it's the Rams by far.
He's a schmuck.
Not in the cold.
That's a Lion guy. I know he's a Stafford guy, but he's a Lion guy. And that's his opinion. So is your opinion the Lions?
My opinion is the Lions, and I cannot see them losing to anybody, but if they were to lose to anybody, I think the Rams are a good, a formidable opponent.
That's how I look at the question, man. It's like when you say dangerous, I think it means upset. I think it's who's the team you watch or who can get on the. Because if you're gonna say it, then who's the best team?
All right,
left?
then I'll change the word.
Like if you say, you see what I'm saying? Like if you say who's the best team, we know it's the Ravens. Well,
Okay.
it's my opinion. And if you say the NFC, it's the Lions in a landslide. But when I hear dangerous, I start to get optimistic. Like okay,
Well, to me, the best team is the Lions, but the most dangerous team is the Rams. The Lions won 15 games. That makes them the best team.
Right.
A dangerous team is a team that comes in as a weak NFC West division winner or a wild card.
That's why I picked the Texans and not the Ravens, essentially based off that logic.
No.
But then you told him not to exclude the Lions, so that's why I was like, well, I
Okay,
can't
what's your
exclude.
pick in the NFC?
It's Ravens and Lions. There you
Okay,
go.
Pete, what do you got?
I tell you
NFC.
what, guys, I'm not sold on the I'm not
Did he
sold on the
just say, I'll
Rams.
tell you white guys? Did he just say, I'll tell you white guys?
I'll tell you white guys.
Tell you, white
I
guy.
have no idea.
I'm not sold, guys, on the Rams going into a cold weather game in Philly. I'm sorry, Matt Stafford. I am not confident in him winning a cold weather game. I think the most dangerous team left is the Philadelphia Eagles, just basically based on A.J. Brown and Saquon Barkley and Jalen Hurts. Those three guys can ruin your weekend very quickly.
I agree. I just think their coach is a schmuck.
I agree to that.
Yeah.
I agree that too.
The
All right.
Lions are the best team and the most dangerous.
I'm looking for a player here. Blank will have the biggest game on Saturday. There are two games on Saturday. Chiefs-Texans And the Lions against who the hell they're playing? Washington. Who will have the biggest game of those 4 teams?
I got this one right now.
Go ahead.
It's that guy 26 over there. Braylon's got the jersey. Jahmyr Gibbs is gonna score a couple of touchdowns, have about 150 all-purpose yards. It's Gibbs to me.
Braylon.
Brian Branch.
Kenny.
I got Jamison Williams. I think Jamison Williams is going to pop off for over 100 yards and at least 1 score.
I got St. Brown. I think the Saint is made for this game. Week off to heal up. He's needed it. The guy plays hurt, but he don't miss any time. I think Amon-Ra St. Brown, 2 touchdowns and over 100 yards in receiving.
I got a good one, man. Kirby Joseph. I'm putting him at over 1.5 interceptions for this game. I think this is a Kirby Joseph game.
I noticed we all had Lions players, so that's what we think of the Chiefs and Texans game.
Correct.
Well, I do have a player in that game.
I do feel like that's like.
I don't think any Texan is going to have a big game.
Nico Collins.
I feel like that is a 21-13.
I love that
game.
score.
Yeah.
That's the score I have in my head. You just picked it out of my head.
I feel like that is just going to be a boring game. 21-13.
A late touchdown by the Texans.
Yeah.
Like Joe Mixon might have a good game.
Going to be a dominating
He hurt his ankle in
performance.
practice yesterday.
He
hurt his ankle in practice yesterday.
I think the Chiefs get off to a really slow start, but Houston can't do anything to capitalize on it. 21-6 turns into 21-13 final score.
I tell you what, Patrick Mahomes better not have some type of ankle injury tomorrow that he has to miraculously come back out of the tent, the blue tent, and play in the AFC Championship.
Right.
Every year in the playoffs, there's some injury with him, and it's always an ankle, whether it's low or high.
He's got a bad ankle.
And then what he does is he comes out there, you don't think he's playing, he rushes for 80 yards, throws 3 touchdowns. It's part of the plan, man. He brings you in.
Hey, Brad.
I think it's false.
Blank will have the biggest game on Sunday. 2 games, 4 teams. Eagles, are they the night game?
Eagles are the 3 o'clock game.
Oh, they're the early. So Eagles, Rams, or Buffalo and the Ravens. You got 4 teams. Who's having the biggest game? What player?
I go first.
Go ahead.
Derrick Henry. Like, Derrick Henry is known for what? He is known for December through January. The work that he did with the Tennessee Titans, he's the reason why they got to AFC championships all on his back, literally. I think that's why they brought him there. It's going to be a cold game. It's going to be a frigid game. And what happens when it gets frigid, players don't want to tackle. The pads get harder. It gets colder. Everything gets tough. It hurts a little bit more. And you're talking about a guy that weighs 245 pounds coming downhill at you. Derrick Henry's going to be the reason they win that game. He'll have the best game on Sunday.
I don't think it's going to be in that 3 o'clock game because of the snow. It'll be cold in Buffalo, but it's going to be.
Guess who's getting the ball in the snow?
It's going to be snowy in Philadelphia. So if
Supposed to snow in Buffalo as well.
I am going to go with Josh Allen. Yep. I do believe it's a Josh Allen kind of game. And I just, this is one of those, until one of these guys actually does it, you know, both the storylines are the same. Neither of them can win a big game in the playoffs. Mm-hmm. Somebody is gonna have that
hanging over
script.
him still.
If you like Buffalo, you got to go with Allen.
I am going with Allen, and I'm going with Buffalo.
I know you are.
I think this is their year.
I'm glad you said that. Both of these quarterbacks, we all know, with the exception of having an MVP, which Josh Allen does not.
We're talking playoffs.
Same quarterback. When they play against you know who, they can't get the job done. Mm-hmm. So one of those players will get this moment in this game. They'll be able to say, hey, look, we got it done, and then they'll have to beat the other guy. But,
and can I say, you make a great point there. It is a fantastic point. Are we too hard on these two?
No.
Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson.
They just happen to be playing in Mahomes' era.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. You can be great, but this isn't. Patrick Mahomes isn't some great player.
He's a unicorn.
Patrick Mahomes is one of the greatest of all time. It is literally playing football the same. You are literally playing in the same era as Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
And when Michael Jordan plays,
there you go.
He's going to win.
But if said quarterbacks are great as well, eventually you got to get the best of a Patrick Mahomes.
It's not true. It's not true.
Yeah, because a lot of people didn't do that with Michael Jordan.
That's true.
Barkley, Malone.
Yeah.
But look at how we look at those greats now. So yes, they're great, but they're not what Patrick Mahomes are. They're not with Michael Jordan.
But to your point, look how we look at them now. See, the biggest problem is we don't realize these guys have only been in the league 7-8 years. Like, we're putting 15, 16-year expectations on these guys. Like, they got to win now. You got to win now.
True, but you only get 12 years in the NFL, really.
No, you don't.
Depending
Not
on
at the quarterback position. We're talking about quarterbacks. We're not talking about
the
defensive
style
linemen.
of play that those quarterbacks are, you only get 12
Those quarterbacks are still going to be playing. Like, this quarterbacks have time. Jason Tatum, we gave him all, he's got to win. He's got to win. Once he won a championship last year, we went back and looked like, his record is actually really impressive. Like, he's really been in the Eastern Conference Championship 5 out of 7 years he's been in the NFL.
Yeah, but
NBA.
there's no long windows in the NFL.
Well, apparently there is, because Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson have been the same two quarterbacks and add in Patrick Mahomes that have been in the conversation of who's going, and Burrow. And that's been 5 years now. That's not going to change. It's only going to stay the same for those guys. So I think that, to your point, they got to do something. They got to win. But even when they beat each other, they got to beat the man in the mirror, and that's Patrick Mahomes.
For both of those quarterbacks, it's got to end in Arrowhead. One of them got to try to beat Patrick Mahomes. But
I think the thing for Lamar Jackson, though,
he got a longer leash.
Maybe I'm
Josh
wrong
Allen
about this. Even though Lamar has the MVP, even though 2 of them, soon to be 3 of them, especially if he wins this game, he doesn't have a game. Like Josh Allen, even though he lost in that game against the Chiefs,
13 seconds,
we can still look and say,
right,
he figured it out. He played exceptional. We were able to see a regular season Josh Allen in the postseason. Lamar don't have that game.
That's
he does not have a complete game where you're like, this is Lamar, this is the guy, this is the moment. Lamar don't have that moment, so there's much more pressure on Lamar Jackson, I think, this game than it is Josh Allen.
Burns says $5 in the super chat. Ben and Peyton got past Brady at least once.
Yeah, thank you. That's
but
all I'm saying.
Again,
eventually,
I don't know.
Yeah, but both those guys played for 18 years.
Yeah,
which goes back
but
to
they
what
wasn't mobile, athletic quarterbacks like these two. So,
Yeah.
but I get your point. I don't think you're wrong by any means. But
So, Kenny, after all of that said,
right.
who is your player for Sunday?
It's Josh Allen, although it'll be in a losing effort. This is a shootout written all over it, and Josh Allen is going to have to perform out of his mind. I just think Lamar Jackson will have that moment that Braylon is talking about and get past to the next round.
And I said it from the get-go. I'm going with Braylon on this one. This is Derrick Henry, to me, made the Ravens. He's going to be the difference. He's going to get Lamar to the Super Bowl. Derrick Henry is playing at his peak right now, and you're not getting in front of that guy on Sunday. I believe he can go for 200 on Sunday.
I love Matt always says one thing, though, that like you can't even just accept the conversation. You were so good. And then you said Derrick Henry made the Ravens. I'm like,
But there is, you know what? No, I understand what he's saying, though. There's always a final piece. Like Rasheed Wallace was the final piece to the 04. Like there's no question. Derrick Henry's the final piece to that team. Like, and that's what I was going to say next. Like, if the Ravens don't even win this game, do you just what do you do? Because this
well, you lost to a better team.
Would you blame it on Zay Flowers not playing?
No, but I'm saying like
those are 3 dynamo teams in the AFC.
Right.
The Ravens, the Bills, and the Chiefs. Those are 3 dynamo
That's the
teams.
logical way to look at it. That's the logical way to look at it. But nobody looks at sports logically. Right. It's like fire Harbaugh, fire.
Yeah, I get it.
Lamar sucks, fire Harbaugh, and Derrick Henry's old and washed up.
I get it.
That AFC I saw something that was saying that the AFC is where there's the godly quarterbacks, and the NFC is where there's the greatly constructed roster.
Teams. Absolutely.
I was like,
ain't that the truth?
That's a fact. There's some truth.
Ain't that the truth? All right, blank will be the Chicago Bears head coach. Who wants to go first?
I'll go.
Go ahead.
I think this one's pretty easy. I think it's Mike McCarthy.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think it's Mike McCarthy. Okay. I think that's almost a done deal.
Bray, you got one?
I don't even have another option.
Well, they said it's down to Ben Johnson or him.
I don't think Ben Johnson takes that job.
I don't
Miller
either.
alluded to it earlier. I think
you heard Dan even said it. Dan Miller.
That organization is a mess.
Okay.
When you're Kevin Warren, you don't want to hire guys. You don't want to bring guys in because you're scared or worried that they're going to try to get you fired or something like that. Ryan Poles is, I just think that organization's a mess. but probably less of a mess than Dallas. So Mike McCarthy probably goes, "Hey, it's pretty good over here."
Back in the NFC North.
It's a mess.
A beautiful place.
It's been a mess forever. People aren't necessarily high on Mike McCarthy, but I think he can turn that program around. I think I know for a fact he won't have Jerry Jones over his head. He won't have Jerry Jones in the hypocrisy that it is in the media and him behind closed doors.
It'll be like a vacation.
He'll have much more control. He'll have much more relaxation. And he's got some players already on that team. Look, you can say what you want to about Mike McCarthy. He wins games. He finds his way to win games. You can talk all you want to about, well, he was this, he got ran out of Green Bay. Aaron Rodgers didn't get close to a Super Bowl after he left. Let's just call it spade a spade. So I think there's a lot in the tank for him. And I think Chicago needs someone that can bring some stability and some type of culture and just some type of relaxation to a situation. I think they need him like he needs them.
I think it's McCarthy as well. Kenny, who will be the Raiders head coach?
Ben Johnson. Man, Honcho Carpenter, shout out to him.
Hondo.
Hondo, sorry.
But
yeah,
you call him Honcho.
He said Honcho.
I know, I keep calling him Honcho. But yeah, he kind of confirmed this earlier today on Big D Energy. He said he's the front runner right now, and they're looking to break the bank for Ben Johnson. Tom Brady really likes his acumen, and it seems like a perfect fit, man.
Got no quarterback, though, man.
They'll figure it out.
Trade into the top 3 then.
Yeah, or you take Hendon Hooker with you.
That's something that he brought up too as well.
So. All right, Rye, you get the choice for the Cowboys next head coach.
Can I have 2?
Can I go first?
Yes.
Kellen Moore.
That's what I was going to say. Or
go ahead.
Deion Sanders.
Yep.
It's down to those 2.
Yeah, that's right.
It's one or the other. I think Jerry's going to take a swing at Deion. And
you know what else I heard? That Saleh might go there as well as like a big triumvirate.
Yeah.
Like you get Kellen Moore, you get Robert Saleh, and Kellen Moore had with Jason Witten. Kellen Moore, Jason Witten helping him, and Robert Saleh doing the defense.
I don't know.
Are you guys?
That's
goofy?
what I read today.
Are you guys goofy? Kellen Moore?
Moore.
I'm not talking about what I read. I'm talking about what I know. You talking about the guy that got shipped away from Dallas and they got better on offense? You talking about the guy
Mike McCarthy.
And they got better on offense. Dak Prescott almost won MVP. They were a game away. Then he goes to the Chargers and he and the coach get fired, although the coach sucked anyway. Then he goes into the Eagles franchise. That offense, that passing game looks horrible. They just have Saquon Barkley and a running quarterback in the tush push. I'm not hiring this quirky guy to be the head coach of a Cowboys organization. What did you guys say about him when he was thinking about getting the job 3 years ago? I don't know. He doesn't look like a head coach guy. Something changed along the way. It damn sure wasn't his offense.
It's not what
Control?
No, listen. It's not who I think should get the job.
Yeah.
It's who I think Jerry is going to hire. It's
control.
Who needs a patsy?
So I am not a Kellen Moore guy. The question is not who will Ryan Ermanni hire to be the Cowboys head coach. It's who do you think will be the Cowboys head coach? And I do think it's down to 2 people. I think it's Deion Sanders. I think Jerry takes a swing at Deion.
I think that's the winner.
Yeah,
yep.
I think so.
And if not, I think it's Kellen Moore or you mentioned Jason Witten. It's going to be one of those.
So Mike McCarthy 2.0.
Essentially. I mean, if you look, I saw the was it Forbes or
Payslate
or Front Office Sports the amount of money that each professional sports organization is worth. Dallas Cowboys $10 billion. Nobody else is even close.
Yeah.
It is all Jerry Jones. It is
just like Yankees,
Jerry has
Patriots,
made these business deals.
They dwarf the Yankees.
It is insane.
Yankees are like 7.9.
Nobody's telling Jerry what to do.
Yeah. Hey, we got room for a couple more here.
Sure.
This one is for Braylon and Kenny first. Pistons can beat blank in the Eastern Conference playoffs. Who can the Pistons beat in the Eastern Conference playoffs?
You go ahead.
Anybody but Cleveland and Boston.
Fact.
Really?
Anybody but Cleveland and Boston.
You could beat Orlando?
Could beat Orlando.
You can beat Orlando at this point.
Beat the Knicks?
Beat the Knicks.
Beat the Pacers?
Beat the Pacers.
Definitely the Pacers.
What say you, Bray?
No one. Like, I appreciate what the Pistons are doing. I moved my games up to 30 before the season started. KG, you can attest to that. I love it. I keep talking about them every day. I got something new and positive to say. But if you're talking about best of 7, this is different. winning a game a night, even going on a 7-game winning streak.
I mean, best of 5 in the first round, for God's sake.
That's very different than winning 7 games. Yeah. That's going to be tough. I don't care how good the coach has been. You still don't have the team like that. You're not ready, as we talk about the Washington Commanders. So I'll say no one, but I'll be happy and proud that they made it.
Kenny, you got a team?
Yeah, I think Orlando is probably the best shot.
Paulo Banchero is a problem.
I understand that. They've been dealing with some injuries, though. You have injuries to the Wagner brothers, and I think they have a chance to at least compete, especially with the way Cade Cunningham's playing right now. Yeah. If the rest of the role players can rise up to the occasion, I feel like they can beat Orlando.
Problem is they're going to be playing one of the higher seeds if they get in somehow.
Well, that's true, yeah. The Knicks will be a tough sell, but the Pacers, they can beat a Pacers team. I'm not worried about that.
The Tigers sign another free agent this offseason. Unfortunately, go ahead, Ryan.
0.
Will not.
Right. 0.
Done.
Really?
Done.
Will not.
I just don't understand it. Like, even because you got these new seats, gonna be thousands of dollars behind home plate. You got these new suites, not seats, suites.
Yeah.
You don't want to spend no money.
It
I
makes no
use the
sense.
double negative for
It's
effect.
disheartening.
I use double negative for effect.
They have all those parking
You don't
lots.
spend no money.
For crying out loud, you have all those parking lots.
All
Give
the
us
pizzas
a
we done
player.
Like, honest, like, no offense. 1 year, $15 million. You can't bring Verlander home.
Right.
They gave it to the other guy. Who was it? I forgot even his name.
Alex
Alex
Cobb
Corn on the
and
Cob.
his CTE.
No,
$15 million they gave
And
him.
his CTE.
Don't get P started. He hate that.
And his blood on the freaking mound.
It's embarrassing.
What are you doing?
And now there's Roki Sasaki, who is this phenom from Japan.
He ain't gonna see the day here.
He's supposed to be the greatest pitcher of all time, and it's down to guess who?
Yankees and the Dodgers.
Dodgers and Blue Jays.
Oh yeah.
Which is a fake, which is really the Dodgers.
They got Chris
Toronto.
Riley.
No one goes to Toronto. No one goes.
No,
People leave Toronto.
Yeah, they don't go to
They ain't
Toronto.
going there.
They
I'll
leave.
still hold out hope on Bregman until that's a done deal. I'll still hold out hope. But
That type of money for that one, they're not gonna do it because it's money.
Yeah,
Two, they're not
yeah.
gonna do it because it's an older player asking for that money.
you're not wrong. I'm just holding out hope as a fan.
I saw this young international player, Christian Rodriguez, they signed for $3.8 million.
Like 16.
16 years old.
But he's
He's got
really
beautiful,
like probably 19.
beautiful swing. He looks, but you know what? I just watched him, and he's in. I don't know where he's hitting, but it's sunny and beautiful.
Allegedly.
And it just makes me long for spring training. And
His swing is exactly like Aaron Judge.
Yeah, he's the Aaron Judge prototype.
Right.
it looks like
Yeah.
it.
Can I say
He's a
something
skinny
stupid?
Aaron Judge.
Like usually when an athlete has the name Christian, he is a great player, or she is a great player, and then Rodriguez, typically another great name.
C-Rod.
Put them together, Christian
Yeah,
Rodriguez. He only sounds like an already Hall of Fame player. Pause.
$3.8 million,
He got to
baby.
make it through the minors, though.
This is true.
Yeah.
They're getting through.
All right, guys, we're going to take another break. When we come back, we'll go around the NFL. Also, Joel Schwartz, longtime ticket broker, big time worldwide, going to join us. And we've got
Either or.
And we got to
Or.
update our jersey chase right now.
Baby.
We've got a
got
Jameer
the
Gibbs jersey.
From
Pre-game show.
That's right, everybody. Yeah, it's divisional round is here. You got to get ready. You're going to get ready starting tomorrow morning, 8 to 9 a.m. with Woodward and Maine. The great Terry Reginald Foster and the even greater Matthew Broder. Get out of here. Get the heck out of my studio. And they're going to be here for Woodward and Maine, getting you ready for the Lions taking on the Washington Commanders coming up later on in the day. But again, we start 8 to 9 a.m. tomorrow right here on Woodward Sports, Woodward and Maine. Following Woodward and Maine from 1 to 3 live from the second best bar at 42 Randy Watson Street, 1 to 3 o'clock tomorrow. It's the New Holland Brewing Company Lions pregame show with the great Sean Belegian and the even greater Neil Rule as they will get you ready for the Lions taking on the Commanders. And we're also going to have that Pete's Parlay as well. All coming up tomorrow, brought to you by the New Holland Brewing Company, Taller, your local long drink, Tangerine Space Machine, Sabbath Coffee Roasters, Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, and 1800 Tequila. And speaking of Sabbath Coffee Roasters, you can fuel your Lions fandom and become a subscriber of
Sabbath Coffee Roaster.
That's right. Head to SabbathCoffeeRoasters.com right now. Choose your favorite roast. Use the code word Woodward, and you'll get 25% off your first subscription order. Awaken and wine, support local, and enjoy game day right with Sabbath Coffee Roasters. We'll be right back.
Big injuries, big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon, and Ermanni and Edwards with Maz Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles. And with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
A network for the city, by the city. Woodward Sports is Detroit Sports.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
The most talked about Detroit media by other Detroit media, and we love it. It's the Woodward Sports Network.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, it's wicked awesome.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids, all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today. A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
Everybody scan that QR code above Maria's head. That one right there. Hey, Mason Leach, there you go. Scan the QR code above Maria's head. And if you do and open up your brand new Caesar Sportsbook account, use the code word Woodward1000 and get that brand new Caesar Sportsbook account. Deposit at least $20. Make a bet of $20 or more. If that first bet happens to lose, you'll get your first bet back as a bonus bet up to $1,000, but only if you scan the QR code above Maria's head and use the code word Woodward1000 to get your brand new Caesar Sportsbook account. Braylon?
You should get some of these wings tomorrow for game day. It's going to be on and popping there. You want to have some of these signature wings by Soroki's were the real fans' favorite. Yo, you got to pull up on them, limited time only. I already know that they're fielding orders right and left, and they're going to have that chicken. It's going to be so good, and you got to get the lemon pepper. The lemon pepper is the one that really does it for me. But also, it's going to be a party. There'll be other people there. You want to get some of that crispy chicken as well. And it is crispy, and it is good chicken. The pizzas also go up, but those honey biscuits, whew. Those honey biscuits are the real ones. So Soroki's got to get it while it's hot.
Hey guys, just an update. Dante 151, leader in the clubhouse right now, got about $120 for the Jahmyr Gibbs jersey.
It's right there.
By the end of the show, and again by 3:55, if you're watching live, by 3:55, that bidding ends when we end the show at 3:55. Whoever is the highest bidder in the super chat will get that Jahmyr Gibbs jersey, completely authentic, from John Yu today at Pro Sports Zone at Laurel Place in Livonia.
I was talking to him, and he was talking about last year the Lions didn't have a buy. So you're talking about merchandising sales. So sales were great week 1 because they had the game they won. Great sales were great week 2 because you had another home game, and then sales were great week 3 because you play out in San Fran. He said by not having that game last week, they lost out.
Kills a little business.
100%.
Yeah.
And he says he's praying because in his business, it's not some even steady flow like this. It's up or it's down. He said a nightmare scenario would be if they lost to this Commanders team because he'd be essentially losing out on Super Bowl merch, NFC Championship merch.
Well, just think about the city of Detroit. $64 million projected this weekend because the Lions won. $40 million for the Lions game itself.
Yeah.
$25 million with the auto show. So $65 million on Saturday alone.
Yeah. And the Pistons are home.
Yeah, add that into the
As a
$25
pregame.
million.
That's like a pregame.
No doubt.
They made like 30,000.
This is at 4 o'clock against the Suns, guys. I just want to remind everyone, if you want to do a double dip, go to the Pistons game, watch them beat the Suns, then maybe you'll walk across the street with Devin Booker and go to the Lions game. You're right there, guys.
If
Gotta
you can
do
afford
it.
a double dip, then I'm pulling up with you because it's expensive out here. So
I'm doing the first dip for sure.
Speaking of expensive, let's talk tickets. It was reported earlier this week that the Lions Commanders ticket is the most expensive non-Super Bowl ticket in the history of the NFL. For more on this, we bring in Joel Schwartz, longtime ticket broker, big time worldwide. Joel,
hey Joel,
how are you, my friend?
What's up, man?
Hello, everybody. Hello.
Joel, have tickets come down a little bit since earlier in the week for the Lions and Commanders?
Absolutely. The market started off at about $650 to $2,500. The market today is at about $450 to maybe $1,250.
Wow.
So almost in half. Almost in half. The Lions released over 1,000 tickets yesterday. The demand is weak, really weak. I've sold 4 tickets or 6 tickets the whole week. I have plenty of tickets. Anybody who wants to go, I have yard lines for less than $1,000. I need to get rid of them.
What do you got for under 100, Joel?
I don't think we're going to get under 100. It's the highest price in the history of the NFL, but we need more buyers. Anybody wants to go, I'm ready for them.
Awesome, man.
What do you make the lack of, I don't want to say demand, but the lack of buyer right now? Are they just waiting until Saturday, do you think?
They're not waiting for Saturday. They were priced out of the market.
Yes.
If the tickets had come into the marketplace at the proper price in the beginning, then we wouldn't have the shenanigans we have going on now with all these seats being released into the marketplace 24 hours before the game. Why didn't they put them on sale last week for $650?
Amazing. Joel, I have a friend that I bowl with, and he was with me last night. Season ticket holder, corner of the end zone. He put his tickets up for $1,400. Didn't get a bite. He's down to $850. Still hasn't gotten a bite. You're right. They outprice guys like me who are looking for a ticket that is a decent price, and it just scares me away from even looking.
This is the price, supply and demand, where the X is at. It's pretty simple. When you restrict the supply of tickets or you artificially manipulate the price of tickets in a marketplace, you can't beat Mother Nature. The price will be the price at the end of the day for supply and demand. But I think enough for this shenanigans for this week. We're going to beat Washington. Let's move on to the next week and the week after.
Yes.
NFC Championship, if we get there. We'll start selling tickets Sunday morning for that one. Super Bowl. You guys were fantastic for me. I can't believe how many Woodward sports people came and got Super Bowl packages already with the free insurance. I'm really happy for your listeners, and that's been working out great.
Talk to me about next week, Joe. First of all, I know you'll have tickets up until game time. What do you tell our viewers right now, our listeners, our viewers who are on the fence about going to the game tomorrow? You'll sell tickets up until the start of the game, or what's the deal?
I will. The system gets a little bit overloaded at the end of the day. You have to be careful on Saturday afternoon when everyone's trying to log into the computer or transfer their tickets. It can get bogged down. So my suggestion to anybody going out there, it's going to the game, pull your tickets up on your Ticketmaster app and load them into your wallet if you can. That way, when you go to the game, you can just open your wallet and they'll scan you in. As far as people buying the tickets, I don't really have. I say don't wait to the last minute.
Yeah.
But if you have to because of the price, then do it. But I wouldn't wait to the last minute.
All right, all right. This game aside, Lions beat Washington, and you start selling tickets on Sunday. I was just, looking. I mean, if you think prices were inflated this week, what will they be next week?
I looked at the market on NFC Championship for next week. I saw about 1,500 in the door to about 5,000. My prediction is about 750 or 800 to maybe 2,500. So that's where the market probably should be. You're going to get intense demand from Philadelphia or Los Angeles for the game. And as you know, the Lions control most of the tickets. So if they play the same games they're playing next week that they played this week, then all we can do is wait to the end.
Joel, the other teams, all the teams that are playing, you can get into their stadium for $200 or less right now. What is the big deal here in Detroit that you have to pay out your you-know-what to get in Ford Field?
The Lions are scalping their own tickets. They're withholding the supply of tickets from the marketplace. They're doing what's called drip pricing. Means they price all the tickets like your buddy's tickets in the end zone.
Yes.
That he thought were worth $1,450, and everybody wants to get $1,000, $1,200, $1,500. The Lions are selling them at $850. 2 here, 4 there, 2 here, 4 there. Drip, 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 drip.
Yep.
And they sell them all for under the market price. It's a shame. It's a shame what they're doing.
Man. All right, now let's go to the Super Bowl for a minute. Packages to the Super Bowl. I mean, I heard airfare is over $3,000 to New Orleans from Detroit. Do you have a package?
You didn't hear. I'm looking at it right now.
Do you have
$3,200.
Do you have an all-inclusive package? If a Lion fan wants to, spend his retirement money.
Yeah, I get it. Ryan, do me one thing while we're on the air. Go and look at it. Check out the price whenever you're leaving Thursday, Wednesday, or Thursday.
Yep.
And try coming back on Tuesday and tell me the difference in a second. Okay, so that's my first tip. You don't have to come back on Monday. You come back on Tuesday.
Right.
My second tip is probably you might be able to drive down there. I heard it's like 16 hours.
Okay.
My advice, if you're stretched on the cash, get in the car at 4 a.m. and drive the 14 hours, and you'll get in at 6 o'clock at night. Get there early. Get there Wednesday or Thursday. More fun. Earlier you get there, the more fun you'll have. Come Friday or Saturday, it gets to be gridlocked down there, and the fun goes down exponentially. Driving down might be a good thing for somebody who has to get back to work on Monday or Tuesday.
Yeah, good idea.
The hotels are worth almost as much as the tickets, guys.
Jeez.
The hotels seem to be an issue. There's never enough in the central business district. The prices on those hotel rooms are like $1,500 to $3,000 a night.
Oh my God!
I was just looking before we came on air. I didn't get a chance to look. But when you ask me, do I do those inclusive packages, Maz? I don't. I sell everything a la carte. Because I think that those places that come to you with those packages are ripping you off. They're packaging it together. They're putting a profit on there, and then they're selling it to you.
Sure.
They're not experts. I mean, what did you come with on the airfare, Ryan?
So I've got it right here. So if you want to go to New Orleans,
when are you leaving from Detroit?
I'm leaving. Hold on. This is, of course, the internet is slow. Oh, it says not offered right now. Okay. So if you want to go to New Orleans from Thursday to Tuesday, $1,250.
Okay, that's reasonable.
If you want to go,
that's round trip.
Round trip. If you want to go from Thursday to Monday, it is no seats available.
Right. Okay, so here's the next thing for the listeners out there. I want you to pay attention. After Championship Sunday, Delta will put some planes out to go down to New Orleans for whatever slots they can come into. Now, they might be $1,000 or $1,500 a ticket, but they'll be nonstops, probably not like the ones you looked at. Because at the end of the day, Ryan, if you have to get on a Southwest plane and go to Chicago and switch planes to go to New Orleans, it might take you 12 hours to get there anyway.
Right. There's no doubt.
door
might
to
as well
door. By
drive.
the time you leave your house, you might as well drive. A lot of guys are driving down. You can stay in Slidell. You can stay out by the airport cheaper. And I can help people with hotel rooms if they want hints on how to get that. But with Hotels.com and all they got going on with the Airbnb today, that's not the hard part. The tickets and the tickets are the hard part.
Joel, put your number and your website out there for everybody again.
The website is bigtimeworldwide.com. I hooked it up for the Super Bowl. And the phone number is 248-827-7678. 248-82-SPORT. And I'll be more than glad to give anybody personalized attention, talk to you about the Super Bowl and the free insurance we have going on. And predictions, guys. Let's talk about real quick because I know you're cut on time. What are the predictions for this weekend?
I think the Lions win at 42-14 or 42-21, something like that. I think it's a blowout. And I think L.A. beats Philadelphia. I think you're looking at Stafford and the Rams at Ford Field next week.
I would agree with that, but I'm going to tell you, I think it's going to be close. I think the Lions are going to ring up the points, but I think that the Lions are going to have a tremendous amount of difficulty trying to contain Jaden Daniels. He's going to run wild on him. Now, they'll figure it out eventually, but they're going to put up some points. I believe they'll make it close. I'm going to call it 35-28 Lions.
All right. Hey, we'll take anything, Joel.
No
we'll
doubt.
take it. I say Redskins, or I don't call them Redskins. Commanders.
Yeah. I got you, buddy.
31-20.
31-20.
All right.
Braylon's got him covered.
All right, Joel.
Hey, Joel, thanks, man. We'll talk to you next week. We'll get you back on the Fox 2 as well.
You got it, buddy. Take it easy.
Go
Lions, baby.
Yes, no doubt. Guys, we got to get a break in. We'll be right back. But first, a message from New Holland.
Hey, New Holland Taller, and it's their latest drink, which is Taller, the Dutch long drink from New Holland Brewing Company, and its shoulders above the rest, made with all natural ingredients for better flavor, small batch gin, 100% grapefruit, and you have seen the WSN personalities drinking the hell out of this stuff. Get it at any Total Wine, any Meyer, anywhere that you can get drinks. You want to go get that, man. It's Taller. Brought to you by New Holland Brewing Company.
The Detroit Lions are in the playoff push.
Guys, I'm so freaking proud of you, man. That's the way to show up.
And Woodward Sports is your official, unofficial Lions network. Make sure you wake up every day with Wake Up Woodward, followed by Big D Energy, Ermanni and Edwards with Maz, and of course, the heavyweights. Detroit's #1 destination for all your grits and Lions coverage. Woodward Sports.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles. And with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
A network for the city, by the city. Woodward Sports is Detroit Sports.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in the clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
The most talked about Detroit media by other Detroit media, and we love it. It's the Woodward Sports Network.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, it's wicked awesome.
A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
Are you tired of wearing the same old Detroit sports merch?
Yes.
In a new era of sportswear, new designs, amazing apparel, and the ultimate swag, check out Woodward Sports' latest gear at woodwardsports.com and click shop. Hoodies, t-shirts, and hats are all guaranteed to turn heads. Click the latest designs today at woodwardsports.com and click shop.
Realness, seeing what Dan Campbell has built, hearing what those guys say about him. You know, Meek Robertson, former teammates out there. Pat O'Connor was my teammate at Eastern Michigan.
Yeah.
He's there with Detroit. And everybody says the same thing. They're like, I hope one day, you know, you just get to, you know, be able to be in that locker room with Coach Campbell. Like, he's incredible. They said he'll literally die for the players. Like, he lives by that. The things you see in the locker room post game and the interviews and everything, like, that's who he is. You know, people kind of clowned him at first. They're like, you know, the kneecaps and all this stuff is out of this world. But, like, he truly lives by that. And I know.
This is your normal. This is no disrespect to Max Crosby, but this is normal rhetoric. You know, 2 years ago when people were saying nice things about the Detroit Lions, Dan Campbell, we got excited. We said, okay, cool, man. I appreciate the guys seeing Dan Campbell for what he is. I'm glad that they're starting to see Dan Campbell turn the corner in 2023. Now, he's just another guy in line with a bunch of guys and people giving Detroit the credit that they deserve and what you see. So, appreciate it, but at this point. Yeah.
We're getting a tally on the jersey as well. Coming up, final couple of minutes. If you want the Jahmyr Gibbs jersey, Tom Mazaway.
Yes, sir. Bray, what do you got for us?
Two things I got for you. I got a little either or that we'll run through because we are going to 4 o'clock today. And then two, this was interesting. It was 200 plus rushing yards in the regular season games, and then playing that same team in the playoffs and what they did. So Noshawn Moreno had 224 against New England in the regular season, 59 in the playoffs. Marshall Faulk, New Orleans, 220, 24 in the playoffs.
Wow.
Your own Barry Sanders, Detroit in 97. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, he had 210 yards, or 214 yards. He had 15 in the playoffs.
Sounds about right.
No, not 15. He had 65. Adrian Peterson, 210, 99. Jay Ajayi. Long story short, the guys that go for 200, as good as Barry Sanders is, they don't seem to play those teams
So
the
you're
same.
talking about Derrick Henry.
So I'm talking about Saquon Barkley. He had 250 on the Rams. Remember? That was that game he got off, and that was kind of like because the very next game was the jump backwards game.
Yep.
So that's something to keep your eye on. All right, here we go. Either or, division round playoff edition. I'll just get the Lions things. Here we go. The spread is 55.5 on the game in terms of how many points.
Over-under?
Over-under, excuse me. Over-under is 55 in this game. So, are you taking either or? Are you taking the over or the under?
Considering I've got 42-14, that would be under. But I'll go 42-21, so I'll go over.
I'll take the over as well.
Over is going to be tough. A lot of people thinking over. It's not as easy as you
I think the
Go ahead,
Lions
KG.
score 40+
by themselves.
So
Go ahead,
how
KG.
much can the
20.
Redskins or the Commanders score?
All right, 11 points will get you there.
Yeah.
11
You
points
said
will get you.
55?
55.5. That's the.
Okay, yeah, my prediction is just below that. I'm going under.
So we got a lot of unders. What about you, Pete? Oh, Maria. Well, what about you? Over 55.5. So that means
Total
both teams
combined
scored 28.
She like, what the hell?
I don't know what that means.
Just
I
pick
like
one,
it.
over or under.
Over.
Okay, there you go. Atta
All
girl.
right. I know this answer already because we asked it. Lions blowout or Commanders close. I know what that is already. Which defensive lineman makes the most noise in this game? The Rams? Which defensive lineman? You taking Verse or Carter in terms of this disruption of their game?
I'm taking Verse. I
knew you were going to take Verse. I put this in for you.
Oh, my God. I wish he was a Lion.
Either or, Carter or Verse.
You just taking
Carter.
Verse because of the Jimmy Superfly Snuka from
Not
the
at all.
top rope.
Not at all. You know me. That's not my game. Jimmy. I don't know what Jimmy Snookerfly Sugar did.
He jumped
I don't
off
even
the
know what he
cage in
did.
Madison Square Garden in
I know, that's great.
1981.
He also might have murdered
Did
someone.
he kill
but,
somebody?
Yeah,
he also
Did
might
you
have
kill
murdered
Bill
someone.
Watts?
Allegedly.
He was so old when they finally brought him back, and on that case that they let him go because they didn't think he was able. Was it fit to stand trial?
Yeah, Vince helped him
And then he
cover it
died
up.
literally 3 months later.
Poor Jimmy.
Yeah,
Allegedly.
poor guy.
Allegedly, right.
Allegedly.
Let's
Vince
go
helped
to
him cover
Maria
it up.
for the tallies. Maria, what do you got?
I don't know what that
Come
means.
on, Pete, help her out. Help her out.
It's great, Pete. If you
Come
can
on,
just
Pete.
get on the
Dante's
mic with
the
there,
winner.
Pete.
Dante's the winner.
There it is. We appreciate
All
you,
right,
Dr.
Dante.
Dante.
Shout out Dante.
I didn't know.
We'll get Dante this jersey. We'll ship it out, Maz, and we'll get it packaged and shipped out for
Lions, baby.
All right, everybody wants to go home. Let's roll. Let's wrap the show up. Nobody's paying attention.
What do you got, Maz? What do you think? Huh?
I got nothing left.
You got nothing left
for you. I got nothing left for you.
What do you say,
Mr. Go the Distance?
What are you asking me?
I'm asking you. Pistons, Red Wings,
more yards,
Lions.
Kyler Murray. Kyron Williams.
I told you I'm doing a doubleheader tomorrow. Pistons are going to beat the Suns. Lions are going to beat Washington. And the Red Wings.
Williams, man.
And the Red Wings are going to beat the Tampa Bay Lightning.
No, it did not.
Yes, it did.
4 winners
You're
tomorrow.
such a hater. You didn't even look.
4 winners tomorrow. I got
can't
Lions,
see.
Rams, Bills, Chiefs.
Same, whatever.
All that.
Same.
All that.
All that.
All that.
Lions, baby.
God
it's
help
Friday. Go have a cocktail and enjoy your day.
I'm planning to.
See you guys.
We'll see you guys later. Go Lions.
Go Lions.